What is good, YouTube? This your boy Aaron for Giganomics. I'm back for another video. And today we got more Boruto content. We are reacting to Boruto 219, and man, you know the climax is over. We are in the expedition per se, and Isshiki is defeated. The whole situation with Borushiki is sort of dealt with for now, and now we're back to the village. And we see in the first, just seeing the back, Boruto was trying to figure out just how to use his karma so they can get out of that little dimension, that little pocket dimension. And it's just hilarious because him and Kawaki going back and forth, and just Kawaki like, bro, just do it. Like, what are you doing here? Like, come on now, man. And you just see just that little childish nature between those two. And it's just hilarious, you know. It's just that brotherly sort of love, whatever. But then all of a sudden, out of just nowhere, I guess Momoshiki's like, all right, bro, like, I got you. Like, let's just get out of here. And they got out of here. Boruto was able to use his karma uncontrollably, of course. And they were able to get back to the village, and I absolutely love that, just that one shot where they arrive back to the village and they're just sitting on the ground. I guess they're on top of the Hokage monument, not Hokage monument, but the Hokage office. And then all of a sudden you just see, I think they added this to the scene because I don't think this was in the manga, but they had Sarada, Mitsuki, Sumire, and Sumire is an interesting character that they added to this because, you know, generally in the past she was sort of sidelined, but now she's being incorporated with Mitsuki and Sarada, two of the main cast. It's very interesting, but I'm gonna talk about that later in the video. But anywho, so we see that, and you find out that, you know, Sarada, being the smart person that she is, she sees that Sasuke's eye is messed up and that the Renegon is, he has a closed, meaning that it's gone. And see Sarada's concern in her face and just like, yo, Papa, like, what happened to your eye? And, you know, Sasuke said it's gone, and Boruto starts blaming himself and said it wasn't my fault if I wasn't there. Sasuke would still have his eye and all that other stuff. But then you just see just how, number one, with Sasuke understanding, like, hey, bro, like, if it wasn't for you, like, I would be dead. Like, you know what I mean? So you played a pivotal part in defeating Isshiki Otsutsuki. So you should held your head up high, bro. And then you also see with Sarada being, you know, just being the good person that she is, knowing Boruto for so long, since they were like babies, for crying out loud. She understands just Boruto's conscience, and that, yo, Boruto wouldn't do that for he wouldn't do that on purpose. Like, he wouldn't do that to try to sabotage Sasuke or anything. So she understands just Boruto in general. And yeah, so then we cut from that, and then we cut through conversation with Naruto and Amato, and he talks about like, hey, you know, just because Isshiki is gone, don't think that there's not another threat looming, and that is Code. And he talks about Code, and he talks about just the dangers of Code. And as everybody knows who has read the manga, they understand just how powerful Code is. Although he still hasn't got his limiters unlocked, he's still very powerful and still very threat to the Leaf Village. So Amato talks about Code, just talking about he is a imperfect vessel, but still has the karma in him. Even though Isshiki has been defeated, he has been annihilated, like they say in Squid Games. Shout out to Squid Games. But yeah, then he talks about just Code's desire, Code having limiters so he wouldn't betray Jigen, right? Because he just had an affection for Jigen that much that he didn't want to betray him. He wanted to be his subordinate, and that, you know, dude is just fixated, you know what I mean? And it's gonna be interesting with Code, because Code, he is a very skilled person. Like, there's still a lot we don't know about Code, even in the manga. And I wonder, you know, because the manga material is slowly going to fade out for a while, are we going to see some anime original scenes from Code and we get sort of more context behind Code's power, right? Because there's still many things we don't know about Code. So we understand that Shikamaru is worried, Naruto's worried, because Code is a powerful foe, and if he gets his limiters unlocked, bro, he's more powerful than Jigen. And Jigen, as we all know from the previous episodes with Sasuke and Naruto fought him with the Nine Tails and with the Rinnegan, Jigen beat them both, and Kajin Koji had to pull out all the strings to try to even stop Jigen, right? So somebody stronger than Jigen is a major problem, and I would understand why Naruto would be concerned. So then after that, we go to, I believe it was the hospital scene, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was Naruto, Sasuke, and they were getting examinations on, just the injury, the injuries and everything. Naruto losing Kurama and Sasuke losing the Rinnegan. And I just love seeing Sakura. Like, I'm not gonna lie, seeing the OG Team 7. Listen, I had a problem with Sakura in, Naruto, because just the way that she was written, portraying her as just this annoying crybaby. But when it comes to adult Sakura, I would love to see more of adult Sakura. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with adult Sakura per se. So adding her in some of these scenes, and these are new scenes that was not in the manga, I thought it was really good. Especially this scene right here where she talks to Naruto about just losing Kurama and how, you don't have that special sort of strength that you had before, and you probably can't use some of those special jutsus that you could use with Kurama as well. And that is very interesting itself. And the one thing that we still don't know exactly, but people say that he has, is that six paths chakra, right? We still don't exactly know if Naruto still has the six path chakra. I hope he does, because again, it will be nice to see just Naruto being able to train and sort of max out that ability, especially with Sage Mode as well, so we can sort of see a different Naruto, because Naruto was just solely relying on that Nine Tails Kurama, right? So seeing him sort of master the Sage's six path and the Sage Mode, we sort of get to see something different from Naruto that we haven't seen before. Sort of a more cerebral, more tactical Naruto, right? So I hope that the writers don't just get rid of the six paths mode, because that would be just, I'll be disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, because I really want to see like more of that, because we only saw like sort of a glimpse in the war arc before he used Kurama's, like that full blown Kurama mode, and also the Sage Mode as well. We haven't seen a perfected Sage Mode as well. So I think they need to explore more into that, but that's a different subject for another day. And then we see Sasuke with the Rinnegan. It's going to be interesting with Sasuke, because I wonder exactly what are they going to do with him. Are they going to give him Hashirama cells? Is he going to plant another eye into him? Because what's interesting enough, you guys have to remember that when it comes to, I believe in Naruto Shippuden, they talked about how only having one Sharingan, you can't use the Susanoo, right? But the thing is that, can Sasuke still use the Susanoo? Is that going to be retcon? Are they still going to allow Sasuke to use the Susanoo? Or is Sasuke going to get another Sharingan somehow? Because if Sasuke doesn't have the Susanoo, that's bad. Like, that's horrible, because Susanoo, that's one of his strongest, that's arguably his strongest jutsu, besides, planetary devastation and other stuff with the Rinnegan. So that would be a devastating blow, and I think that they should allow Sasuke to get another Sharingan eye, and I think that Sasuke should be able to get like a Hashirama sort of arms, just like Naruto. But hey, we'll see in the future what happens, but I think that's what they should do. Anywho, we fast forward and we get to Boruto and Kawaki sitting on the bench, and we see Sakura coming out and talking to them. And again, I love seeing Sakura in anime, the adult Sakura, because again, there's nothing wrong with adult Sakura, and she plays a pivotal part in the story of Boruto, in the story of Naruto, because she's one of the strongest ninja in the Leaf, and she is the top medical ninja in the world. So why wouldn't you show Sakura more, especially when she is the mother of Sarada and the husband of Sasuke. So anywho, and a part of Team 7, right? Okay, so she talks to Boruto and Kawaki and tells them like, hey, pretty much confirms what they already knew, and that's Kurama and just the Rinnegan being gone and everything like that. And then you see Boruto, Kawaki, and they talk about, 80% Otsutsuki in their body. And that's interesting because I wonder because there's still things we don't know about the Otsutsuki itself, right? And just genetically. Because if they're 80% Otsutsuki and Kawaki is 80% Otsutsuki without the karma. So it's interesting. What does that mean when Kawaki and Boruto are 80% Otsutsuki? Do they gain any sort of abilities that they couldn't use before? For instance, even if Boruto didn't have this karma, right, just like Kawaki, what exactly do they gain by having Otsutsuki genetics? Now, obviously, actually, I'm not going to spoil anything because there's one thing that they gain, nothing too crazy, but I think it has something to do with being able to sense other Otsutsuki, right? That's the one thing we know from the manga. I guess you could say it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's nothing really serious. But yeah, so they can sense other Otsutsuki because a lot of times the Otsutsuki can sort of, when it comes to the chakra, they can suppress it. And Naruto, Sasuke, they can't sense it. But when it comes to Boruto and Kawaki, they can sense it because they're 80% Otsutsuki. So it's interesting. I wonder how is Makashi Kishimoto going to sort of write this out, or whoever writes it out, because having 80% Otsutsuki genetics is interesting itself, because what do they gain having 80%? What abilities do they gain having 80%? Could Boruto get the Rinnegan on? Could Boruto... We already know with the Jogan, right? But what other abilities can they have? Because just saying, they have 80% Otsutsuki, that doesn't really do anything. That's just, okay, they have Otsutsuki DNA. But having Otsutsuki DNA, what does that say? What can come from that? Because I feel like they can do a lot when it comes to that and really make the story very interesting, very intriguing in the future. I just wanted to point that out there because it's just been on my mind after watching the episode. 80% Otsutsuki. Hagoromo was 50. His kids were like 25%. That's interesting. Very interesting. I hope they explore more of that. Okay, so after that, we see Boruto and Katasuke, I believe his name, the scientist, and the media are just swarming, trying to find Naruto, trying to find Boruto, trying to find everybody, right, that was involved in the Isshiki fight. And Katasuke is just like, y'all need to be quiet. Y'all need to watch how you talking. Blah, blah, blah. This man, Boruto, he was a key catalyst in defeating Isshiki and all that. And then all the media just starts swarming to Boruto. Like, really? Is that true? Oh, my God. You know what I mean? And now Boruto is just this popular guy. Everybody loves Boruto, right? Because he defeated Isshiki. And it just goes back to, I believe it was... around the tuning exams where everybody didn't like Boruto because he cheated. He used a scientific ninja tool, which is going to be interesting to see in the next arc when it comes to the tuning exams, how that is explored. But yeah, anywho, back to the subject in hand, and we see Boruto. He's on television, And it's just interesting seeing the technology, the advancement, because back in Naruto they didn't really have television. If they did, it would only be like anime. I mean, not anime. It would be like filler or in the movies and stuff. So they didn't really show in canon. So it's interesting just the technology development and everything, sort of modernizing it to so kind of almost to today's time, maybe like 10 years ago. So it's just interesting itself. So you see Boruto and just him just being, I guess you could say he is just all over the place. He's a little, he's flattered by just the attention and everything like that. And you see Sarada's face, just hilarious seeing Sarada. It's like, oh, just look at this dude. You know what I mean? Sarada is just absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love Sarada, and I want to see her more just involved. And then we see Sumire and all my shippers out there that are, oh, Boruto, Sarada. Well, listen here. Yeah, sad to say, that's probably not going to happen unless something happens in the time skip where Sarada and Boruto just have that sort of connection, whatever, that sort of deep bond. But there's a reason why they're showing Sumire more. You feel me? Just like with Hinata, it's because she is going to be the love interest. She is the love interest for Boruto. He just doesn't know that yet. And you just see her feelings coming out like, oh my god, why am I so concerned for Boruto? I'm so concerned for Boruto. Like, let's be honest. Like, we know this has been happening since episode, I don't know when, 1 maybe. And how do I feel about it? Listen, it is what it is. I would love to see Sarada and Boruto, but I feel like when it comes to something like this, don't have it to where she's just resorted to just a love interest. Have her be a key catalyst in the story. Have her be strong. I like Hinata, but the only fight where I was like, damn, she is like that was was against the shooting exams where she fought Neji, right? And I'm just like, man, yeah, that's cool and everything, and she lost. Badly, you feel me? It was like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Like, she got absolutely destroyed at the end, but she still had a lot of heart. But how Adrian Broner, she got cooked, you feel me? And after that, she didn't have really any sort of impressive fight. And don't say the pain fight. That was one-sided as well. And so I just hope Sumire is not resorted to just this love interest for Boruto, because I'm tired of just seeing that. I'm tired of seeing just women characters resorted down to that. And again, I hope that I want Sarada to be the love interest, because I think it would just, in terms of just them sort of having that bond with one another since they were kids, and her being Sasuke's daughter, it just feels right anyway. And so after that, we just see the episode pretty much ends. We see Boruto on top of the bus just looking at his karma and everything like that, and it sort of cuts off. And we understand the next episode is going to really talk about, it's going to be the 5 Kage Summit, I believe. And they're going to discuss can Naruto, if anything, erase, right, anything happens with Boruto where, he's uncontrollable and he turns into Borushiki again, will you be able to stop him? Will you be able to, if push comes to shove, eliminate him, right? And that's going to be the interesting plot. Can Naruto do it? Can he take out his own son that he loves, that he adores? Can he do it? And in the sneak peek for the next episode, I don't remember seeing this in the manga, but just that scene where Naruto, I believe Boruto and him are on top of the Hokage monument, whatever, and they're sitting down and everything about to talk. And I just absolutely love that scene because it just shows that sort of fatherly son love. And it's going to be very interesting. But there's still a lot more to be explored. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very depressed because next week is probably the last manga centric episode before we go sort of into anime canon for probably a year and a half. So enjoy this episode and the next episode, because you probably not going to see any more manga material for a very long time. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What questions do you have going forward for the series? Are you guys like me when it comes to 80% Otsutsuki? They need to sort of explore that more. Do you agree that Sakura should be involved more into this? Sakura should be in more scenes. And also the thing with Sumire, do you feel like the anime shouldn't be doing this? Do you feel like she should hopefully not be resorted to just a love interest and be sort of a key catalyst and everything like that? Comment down below what you guys think. Please subscribe as well. I need more subscribers, this. And also like the video as well. And follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Everything is in the description as well. And thank you guys for watching this video, and peace.